If we get back to the actual tournament, I think a big talking point of your England reign is Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, and playing Scholes on the left.
Yeah.
Did you feel that was because Scholes retired also at the end of this tournament? I think
he did. He did.
Was that a discussion you had with Paul Scholes about playing on the left? And do you ever find that a problem putting that midfield together?
No, and you know, at that time, this was the best 4 midfielders we had in England. And
does that always help the team, though, if you pick just the best 4?
I think you cannot. I could not at that time put one of these on the bench. And
some people
I wonder if the press would have said if I put one of them on the bench.
Well, some people were saying you were picking on reputation at the time.
No, I picked because I was convinced these 4 are the best. And I was always convinced that Gerrard and Lampard could play together. You could have put Steven Gerrard to the left, maybe, and put Scholes in the middle. But anyhow, this, for me, and I still believe, was the best team at that time.
Also, just going back to this, Sven, I think the team was called the Golden Generation. Certainly those players, they are world-class players, and I agree, they were the 4 best midfielders individually. But a lot of these players now, when we spoke about 4-4-2 at the top of the show, was there ever anything in your thinking where you could actually play those 3 centrally and you could actually play a 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1? Would that have been a problem then with the strikers, one of them going to the left?
I think it would be difficult. Maybe Rooney could play wide. But, you know, the players, the only one who was not used to play in this position was Scholes. But I mean, Scholes, he came in always. He didn't stay as a winger. He came in and helped and got the ball and things like that. So it was not a big problem for Paul.
But when he stepped away from international football, did you try and convince him not to?
Yes. I asked him to think about it for 1 month during the holiday. But he said no. And that had nothing to do with formation. I think he didn't want to be away from his family that long time. And I remember one day when we should train penalty shootouts, 2004 I guess it was. Yeah, it was. And I said, all of the players who wants to take part of that, come here and stay with me after training, and all the others. And Paul went. So I said, Paul, come here, what's happening? Then he said, boss, do you think I'm on the pitch after 90 minutes plus twice 15? No, I said, I don't think so. I will not be on the pitch at that with this heat, he said, because he had some asthma and things like that. So he couldn't.
Was that one of the reasons you brought him off? Because you actually think of the substitutions in the game?
After 1 hour, he couldn't do it anymore. And most of the times, or all the times, he was saying, finished. And that was a pity, of course, because Paul, great player, but I think we never saw his best in a big tournament.
Jamie's talked about this golden generation, which is a phrase which has been used a lot. But at the time, and maybe even reflecting on it, Sven, was there one type of player that you felt England lacked at that time?
England has always been famous for great goalkeepers before I came to England. And we had good goalkeepers, but we didn't have the big world-class keeper, maybe. That was one thing. And up front, yes, we had Rooney, we had Owen. After that, not really top class. We had a lot of good strikers, but not on that level to win the World Cup.
So in terms of the goalkeepers, does that explain why we had a different one in each of the 3 major tournaments that you...
Yeah, we had Robinson, we had James, we had...
David Seaman.
David Seaman, yeah. 2002, yeah.
Sven,
but David Seaman, he was a great goalkeeper. But David Seaman, when I came, I think he was 35 maybe.
Yeah.
So he was, by age, on his way down.